Welcome everybody. Super excited this week as we finally came up with a name. So no longer the half episodes, which was just a placeholder. We have changed it now to the weekly harvest. So super excited that that's kind of the new name, kind of fits this spot on with what we're doing. So we're going to change out the logo, put some cool stuff in, but super excited about that. As always, I've got with me today Frank Perri, Chief Procurement Officer at Get Fresh. And what's interesting this week is we actually had someone reach out to Frank and was curious about peppers. So we're going to spend today talking a little bit about some myths with peppers and just overall, who knew peppers could be so fascinating? But they are. So Frank, welcome. And let's kick it off with the question, with a myth of, is it true that male peppers have 3 bumps, the top of a pepper, and female peppers have 4?
So yeah, for the longest time, I always thought the same thing too. But a lot of studies have shown that myth is not true. It's just the male peppers having the 3 bumps on the bottom of it versus the 4 pepper. The males having either 4 or 5 on the bottom of it, or they're full of seeds and they're sweeter and they're better to eat raw. Yeah, a lot of universities, the agriculture department has debunked that myth. So what I found out about it and doing my research, on their sites and stuff is really it's all pepper fruits are ripened ovaries containing seeds formed after pollination. Those seeds will then form and create new pepper plants. The bumps or lack thereof are primarily related basically to the variety, the seed variety, or the growing conditions. So the sweetness side of it then is really, it's just a factor of the ripeness stage. That's why you do see that red peppers are more sweeter than they are of green ones. So yeah, it's a debunked myth.
Yeah, so I want to talk the colors. You obviously you got green, yellow, orange, red, and it kind of explain what that journey is and why they are different colors.
Yeah, so all peppers start off green, and they are the fastest to grow. So generally, that's why when you do go to a grocery store, you tend to find that green peppers are generally cheaper than the orange, yellows, and reds. But yeah, all peppers will start off green. The longer they stay on the vine, that's when they really start to go ahead and turn. They go basically from a traditional green stage. Then the middle stage will end up being yellow peppers, then it will go into orange peppers, and then red is really the final stage. So if you do have a garden in your backyard and you do start to grow different colors, you will notice that green is the initial stage, and then the longer it sits on there, it starts to, in our world, we call a suntan pepper. So that's really when you start to see the different colors kind of form on the skin, and then it will generally turn into the color pepper that the seed variety you have.
Got it. What about taste or nutritional value? Is there any difference as you develop a pepper?
So yeah, the sweetness and the better tasting one is going to be a red pepper because that is the final stage of ripeness, and that does end up becoming the sweetest part of it. The fascinating part that I found was about how much nutritional value there is actually within a pepper, because I never thought of it myself either. You assume that there is stuff within it, but nothing to this severity. So again, something that I found out was that a bell pepper actually has the highest levels of vitamin C of any produce item. One large red pepper would actually provide more than 300% of the daily requirement of vitamin C, and actually has 3 times more vitamin C than an orange. That blew my mind, because I would always think that, oranges are the top of the line when it comes to vitamin C. But yeah, a red pepper basically is going to provide you so much more.
So what about, like, if you go green then, are you still going to, obviously I would assume it's less vitamin C, but do you have like a percentage? If you got 300 at red, what would you say if you drop down to a green?
Yeah, percentage-wise, I don't know what that would come out being. Obviously, it is going to be a lesser amount, but I mean, you're still going to have some vitamin C in a green pepper, so it's not like you're not going to have the 300%, but there is still plenty of vitamin C within a green pepper.
Got it. And so peppers seem like vegetables, and at the beginning, you kind of reference it as something different. So are they technically a fruit, or are they a vegetable?
So
what is a pepper?
It's funny because it's very similar to like that whole, is a tomato a fruit or a vegetable? So again, botanically classified as a fruit, just like, again, a tomato would be too. And that is because it does contain seeds on the inside. And also the other component of it is it grows from the flower of a plant. So most fruit, or all fruit, basically is going to be grown from that flower of the plant. So very similar to like some of our vegetables that we eat. So while you and I are not going to have a pepper inside of a fruit salad, it's still, from a botanically standpoint, it is still considered a fruit from their side of it. But yes, you and I are not creating a fruit salad that has tomatoes in it and peppers in it and squashes in it. No, we're still going to have fruit in ours.
That would, I don't know how good that salad would be. Throw some peppers in with some strawberries and blueberries.
On that salad anytime soon.
I know, right? For those at home, are peppers, because we're getting close in the Midwest anyways. We're not there yet, but are peppers perennials, annuals, and maybe explain what the difference is. So
yeah, that's another one too that was fascinating on my research on it, is actually, yes, peppers are perennials and they're too often grown as annuals. I personally always did mine as annuals too, though. But many of us will just go ahead and trash or compost their peppers at the end of the season. But actually what you can do is you can overwinter your peppers, and that will actually give you now a jump start come the following spring. For us in the Midwest, we obviously have to deal with those challenges of the 4 seasons and whatnot. But technically, yes, it is a perennial, and you can keep that in your garden year round. Just make sure you overwinterize your peppers then.
So what kind of final question? What is overwinterize, or what does one do to winterize?
So I'm not an expert in that department, and that's something that I have yet to do myself. But I'm going to assume that a lot of it has to do with just how you go ahead and you cover your garden and you cover the area so that the snow and the cold temperatures do not penetrate the ground. Kind of like what I think you see people do with their plants on the outside. They always end up tending to cover it with plastic, so you don't have to deal with the harsh conditions of the winter months we deal with.
Got it. That's all I have on peppers. Anything in the markets that we should know about for this upcoming week?
I think you're getting pretty good across the board. I mean, I was at the grocery store this past weekend, and everything did look pretty good in all departments, from fruits and vegetables. So, yeah, I think everyone should be seeing a lot of good stuff coming at your grocery stores.
Awesome. As always, Frank is full of all the knowledge, all things produce. Again, if there's any topics you want to hear about, like today, hitting up the peppers, shoot us an email. Reach out to us via social media. We'd love to discuss about any questions that you have in this space, so that way you're better well educated. So until next time, we'll catch you on the sunny side.